So I have to do this again. I have to use the mic. Yeah. Stand the mic. Mike, this is Mike. Everybody have a, what do you call these things? Okay. It doesn't say that. I'm not really sure, but. No, it's not syllabus, it's something here. Here. Program. Agenda. Looks like an agenda. Right. Agenda. Everybody have an agenda? Anyone want another? Great. Well, welcome. Today's October 12th, 2013, the second. Well, this says the 13th. So, so it's okay. Yeah. I felt so much younger there. Yeah, you're younger now, so, but we already know what's going to happen next year. Is that right? Is that how it works? So anyhow, so 2013, and welcome to the business meeting. I guess they're not quarterly now, are they? They're thirdly? So this is the second thirdly. That's right. Okay, so the end of the year. Kind of strange, it being December. Also, welcome. I need a count. Put your hand up if you're a member. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 members. Maybe. What's that? I have more. All right, go ahead. One more time. We'll find it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I got to hold up here. Yes, I do too. I didn't count myself or Ruth for some reason. Now, would you pray for the meeting? Okay. Yeah.
We're very
serious here.
Let's pray. Lord, thank you for this day, for a wonderful day. Thank you for the wonderful time we had today together as your congregation here, body of believers here to celebrate you and to spend time with you and to learn from you. And we pray that you'd bless this meeting, help us to honor you in all that we say and do. And once again, thank you for our church and the privilege you give us to serve here. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Let's see, who's reading the minutes? Okay.
The May 18th, 2014 congregational meeting opened with prayer from Chris Duncan. Chris Duncan moderated the meeting. The following members were in attendance: Chris Duncan, Susan Duncan, Ray Faleska, Cindy Grovat, Dave Jones, Michelle Jones, Ray Laird, Beverly Laird, Howie Matson, Allison Masson, George Nom, Nancy Nom, John Paganhoff, Laura Paganhoff, Shirley Snow, Evelyn Wildem. The following seasonal attendees were present: Sherry Bement and Owen Bement. The minutes from the February 9, 2014 meeting were read and approved with a motion from Allison Matson, second by Susan Duncan, all approved. Item number 2 was the winter-spring 2014. Chris read through. Item number 3 was a financial report of April 2014. Chris read through that. Item 4 was the missions report. Chris reviewed with remarks, including the success of the breakfast for Seeds of Hope and that ministry's importance, our financial support of Casey Ellis entering the mission field, the evaluation of Hope Vision in Haiti, and possibly hearing from Jennifer Haber for MAF, Mission Aviation Fellowship, in order to support that ministry. Ray Laird opened a question concerning Operation Heal Our Patriots. A motion to continue to support Operation Heal Our Patriots was made by Beverly Laird, second by John Paganhoff. The vote resulted was 15 in support and 1 opposed. Item number 5 was summer programming, which was read through by Ray Laird. Item number 6 was old business. Chris announced the completion of the change in the bylaws and the implementation of same. New business. Item number 7, new business. A, the church clerk. Student Susan Duncan or Cindy Grovat may be willing to take over as the church clerk. B, call for volunteers for summer ministry. Cindy volunteered to help in the summer as well as others. Item C, Sunday service is now available on video online. Item D, Seder dinner. Allison made a motion to not charge for the Seder dinner, second by Michelle Jones. After discussion, the vote resulted 11 in support, 2 opposed, 3 abstain. E, animals in the church. Howie Massa made a motion not to allow animals in the church with the exception of service dogs, second by John Paganhoff. After discussion, the vote resulted in 12 in support, 2 opposed, 2 abstain. Item number 8, closed meeting. Allison made a motion to close the meeting, second by Susan Duncan. All approved. Chris Duncan dismissed the meeting. Respectfully submitted, Beverly.
Any questions or corrections that you think need to be made? I have a motion to accept and a second as read. All those in favor of thumbs up? Opposed, thumb down? Allison made a motion. Interesting, man. Okay. Summer 2014 review. Let's see, average attendance, you've got it on there. This is the first one year round? Must be. Year-to-date average looks like 62 people, and in the summer it looks like a little over 100. If you look back through the years on here, what's there, 4 of them? The last 3 years is about the same, around 100 and change a little. And looks like the last 3 years or 4 years almost completely for the winter. So looks like we're up to about where we're going to be.
Well, yeah, and I think we bounced back from last year, which is nice.
Yeah. So I know on some of the Monday, or I guess it's this time to say this, on Monday night, movie night, we had a few here. There were a couple of 200 plus nights. So it was pretty packed out, and there were people I think we were turning people away. Yeah, we did. I was there. Yeah, they just didn't want to come in and sit when it was so full. It was pretty full, so that was really cool though. Let's see, that's outreach. Wednesday night summer barbecue, well attended, I think, right? No? Good time. And then the women's Bible study, where the women get together and do a particular, what did you study this year? It went well, that's your report?
Would you say 12 out? Is that?
Yeah. Yeah, it was great. And then the Pirate Cove Sunday, you want to talk about that, Natalie? Yep.
I have notes.
Oh, no.
I try to feel important. No, okay. So hi everybody. So we had another extremely successful Pirate Cove Sunday School program this summer. I believe we said this was our 7th summer doing it, Ray. So very, very successful. All around. Activities went well, the kid attendance was great, and I figured I'd go through a little of those details. So our total attendance over the course of 9 weeks, we had 167 kids attend Pirate Cove. Obviously those are some repeaters each week, but our total attendance across the 9 weeks was 167, which was pretty exciting. Our average, we had about 19 kids every week, which was really great. Technically it was 18.55555, but I figured I'd round up. Our highest number, we had 28 kids come on the 4th of July weekend, seconded very closely by the weekend of August 17th. We had 27. So we had some pretty big numbers this year, which was a little intimidating at first, but it was really great to see that many kids wanted to come out. Our interns this year were outstanding. We've never really had bad interns here at IBC in my experience, but they really blew me away this year. They had excellent work ethic. They were willing to do whatever was needed, whether that was setting up in the morning, running and grabbing extra tables during the day, or even taking a whipped cream pie to the face during a skit. They were so open to do whatever. And they also had really wonderful instincts with the kids. And it was really exciting for me to watch because it was the kind of stuff that you can't teach. about teaching, and all of the guys, JT included, our junior intern, they were really, really excellent. And actually having 4 interns this year, including JT and me in the mix, it actually was much better, and it was a more even distribution of the work across all entities of things. It was, sorry, Capo. It was really nice because there were times that I could actually stand back as the leader of the group and just watch them do their thing, which was nice because I don't often get to do that at Pirate Cove. I'm usually helping keep things going. And the guys really stepped up and they did a lot. And we also had people like Julie stepped up, and Maddie and other people from different groups that came in. They were also a huge asset. I definitely have learned some stuff this year that I'm always trying to improve Pirate Cove, and I learned some things. One of the things is I definitely want to give JT more responsibility next year as a junior intern. He has done more in the past. Last summer we let him do quite a bit. This year, having the official title of junior intern, I kind of wanted to feel things out, and he was so ready to do anything. So I'm definitely going to give him more responsibility next year. Being in the skits more, assigning him a certain activity to lead, I'm definitely going to incorporate him more. Something new that we tried this summer that you guys may have seen, we had some booty bags for the kids, which was an idea that I had pitched to Ray and Bev. The kids loved it. It was a big success. We actually ran out of them at one point because everybody got them and they were digging them. I definitely want to integrate them more next summer. We really were treating them as an experimental thing this year. And now that we've seen that this can work, they will bring them back or they can pick them up. I'm going to try to integrate what's inside of the booty bags into like the daily curriculum. And the only other thing is just that I was actually even talking to Ray and Bev the other day. We already have a couple ideas to improve things for next summer. We've kind of had the same routine for the daily activities of Pirate Cove for the past few years, and it's worked really well, and that's why we've kept it that way. But because we have so many kids who are repeaters now and are getting older, certain activities and things are kind of starting to fade, like the interest isn't quite there as much as it used to be. So we have some ideas to maybe take certain activities out, put some new things in, change things up, keep it fresh. But ultimately, we just want to keep things growing. I think Pirate Cove is at the best, quality it's ever been. It's gotten better every year. This is my 5th year being a part of it, and I just can't wait to see what next summer brings. So, do we have any questions? All right, thanks, guys. Pirate Cove, woo!
Cove.
On the Pirate Cove note, Abbott's has a really cool pirate ship. It's like a playground pirate ship thing. Abbott's over there in Cedar Run. If anybody feels like buying that and donating it to that would be really cool out in front. I think
Before anybody goes and buys it, it's too big for the yard because we do a bunch of other
it's
stuff.
not that big. It's not really that big.
I think it would be a fun investment.
Don't anybody just go buy it yet.
Yeah.
Let us know. Yeah.
Okay.
The other lifeline toppled over on us during the last week of Pirate Cove. It just kind of and gave up. It was a shipwreck.
You know what, I'd like to make a comment real quick about as far as, because budget time is coming up too. The success of that program is wonderful, and it's because Natalie puts her heart and soul into it, and so did the interns this year. It was just la creme de la creme for all of us. But I want to remind you all, try to encourage you that you all have part in this, because when you support the church by joyfully giving back to what God has given to you, back into this church. Things like these booty bags and the props and things like that, and just even the interns themselves. This all costs money. So I wanted to thank you and encourage you, because as a whole, this church is making wonderful things happen in this little town.
That goes along with all the outreach stuff.
Oh, no, it's okay. I just want to know, like, any confessions of faith?
I mean, I never really had a time that I had a kid specifically come up to one of us and say, oh, I did trust in Jesus and have him in my heart. But a lot of the kids who have come, I know that they have previously done so. And actually, at one point when the baptisms happened, one of the boys who had been coming to Pirate Cove for a week or two, he wound up getting baptized, which is pretty exciting to see. So. Oh, and you had him during the week. There you go. Okay, here, let me pass it to you. So you can. Okay, Bev said that it did happen quite a bit during the week. I wasn't here during the week programs, but I was hearing a lot of great things and that big things were happening. So. Ooh, repeaters versus new. I would say we were usually at least like 75% repeat kids, whether they were there like the whole 9 weeks or the majority of them. But we did still get quite a few new kids each week. So we had some kids who'd be there for like one, some kids who'd be there for 2 or 3. It kind of depended, but we did have mostly repeaters.
And do you have any idea like how the new ones came or why they came? Did those illegal signs that were out?
The new kids, it was kind of a mix. I think sometimes it was just, families coming down for the weekend and, I think because typically in the past they've come to IBC, or like they might have heard about it through, they do the door hangers. We also, like in the mornings when we would be setting up for Pirate Cove, we had a lot of people walking by and say, hey, what's this? And Drew or one of the other interns would walk up and give them the whole rundown, and some people came that way. Ray, do you have any other thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'll just talk a little bit. For those who don't know, like Nance, and that's good that you have these questions. We do a pretty extensive advertising in the summer. You guys don't see it because we don't waste money in the newspaper or anything like that. We give out 600 door hangers that get placed on all the houses in Beach Haven. That's from before Taylor Avenue now. I think 8th Street or something. No, it gets bigger. 10th Street, all the way to as far as we can get down in Beach Haven. And they have all the information. They've got a card about Pirate Cove. They've got a card about the movie night. They've got a flyer that has everything about what we're doing here all week. And so that goes out every Saturday before the changeover, because we get out there at noon before the people come in at 3 o'clock. So everybody's door gets hung. So, and I know that, quite a few people have come to church from those. And, we don't have any kids walking up to Pirate Cove all by themselves. Pretty much the whole family comes here to church. And, yeah, I'd say it's probably maybe even closer to, 60-40, 40% new, because we've seen some new families and some new faces this summer, through the different things that we do. The movie night have attracted some people. Family fun night on Thursday night. So all those different things. So.
Just a really quick thing. I wanted to quick echo what Bev said because I just remembered this. One of the mornings, actually, when I was giving the kids the booty bags, Bev came up to me about a minute after I'd given it to one of the kids, and she told me that she and the kid and their family were like, they get to keep this. They don't have to pay for it. This is the best church ever. And Bev came up and was like very emotional about it, and that made me emotional. And like she said, so much of that is because of the support we get from the congregation that we are able to do the booty bags. And even in the mornings when we come up and make ridiculous punny pirate jokes, just seeing that everybody else is so enthusiastic about the program, it really does mean a lot to me and the interns and Ray and Bev. So thank you guys. I meant to add that.
And right, movie night, like you said, there was quite a few of the weeks there was like 200 people here. Our low was 168, and but during that, all the pirates come up here and we make some jokes and we talk about everything that's going on all week too. And the other thing that was very strong for our outreach was the beach blast that we did a whole bunch of weeks, 5 weeks, and we actually had kids trusting the Lord at those. Because we had and those are kids like just came off the beach and heard about Jesus. And the same thing with CSSSM. I think there were too many S's there. But so that's that. Any other questions about the children's programming?
All right, next is the budget report, which I think you have it there on your sheet. The bank balance it's 25,000. Sandy relief, there's about 1,600 there. Long-term repairs 2,200, and medical reimbursements 5,000. So I think that's where we're at this moment. Is that correct? That's correct, right? Yeah. Right. Yeah, that'll come in the next meeting, in the beginning of next year. Yes. Yes. How does that medical reimbursement work?
That's basically, when we had set it up, we're probably going to change it. We had set it up because I had Christian Care this year, and it was 5,000 deductible. So that's what it does. You still have that? No, actually, we're on Blue Cross now. So who pays for that? The church pays for that. And the 5,000
We got a really great plan this year. It only costs $296 a month. Yeah, but we need to come up with $5,000 to begin with. And get the plan that's gonna kick in.
That's the deductible, right.
That's what we have to come up with first, so.
I was looking for that. Yeah, that could be in the new business. Okay. So is there any other questions about this information here in the budget report? Okay, Deacon's report. Who's doing that?
All right, the deacon report. The deacons are myself and Ray Faleska and Howie Madsen and Ray Laird. And we get together pretty regularly. We try to go once a month. Sometimes we miss it, but we try. And we talk about you guys. That's what we do. We get together and we talk about you. And basically, we talk about what are the needs. Are there needs that we need to keep an eye on? We talk to Ray about what he knows is going on, and so that's what we do, and we try to find ways to meet the needs. But you guys are a low maintenance crew, I must say. You've made our job easy in that regard. But mostly we just try to keep an eye on the life of the church and how healthy the church is and what the needs might be. So that's why we're there. So reach out to us if you know of something. And then next up, we've got we do have to nominate a new deacon because my term is going to be up as of February. Is that what it is? Yeah. So be thinking about someone that you'd like to put in that place with these wonderful guys. And and really, as we were talking about different things, I see we get to know one another and we see each other's passions and strengths. It's really cool to see that God puts teams like that together. That each guy has a different thing that God gives them to do or whatever, and it fills a neat gap. So there you go, deacon report. So be thinking of a replacement deacon, and there you go.
Yeah, they do a great job. Any questions about the deacon guys?
We had a loss in our family. I felt prayers at the church, and I just want to thank you as a church family for supporting us. It was a difficult time, but the support was really felt in prayer. Having the flowers there at the funeral meant a great deal to me and to Ted, I'm sure. So that's part of a church family, and I thank you for that.
Okay, anything else? The exciting mission report. I don't think we even met this year, and that's my fault. I didn't call a meeting. What's that? Oh, what? I know, I love that. But anyhow, the MAF lady, she got fully supported already, so I have to let her go. I did want to talk about Seeds of Hope. Their main building has been completed, and there was an article about the work that they do in the city. Apparently, it's unusual work, so it's really a great place. I made application to be a counselor, sort of, I guess, at the state prison center there, and I'm waiting for that to come through. Apparently, there must be something in my background that I don't know about. Some things in my background that I don't know about, but anyhow, so we'll see what happens there. They minister in a few of the state prisons here in New Jersey, and they do some in Pennsylvania and the Philadelphia area. And some of the fellows, well, all the fellows that go into that ministry come out of the state prison system, and so we meet with them prior to their parole and see what the story is, and then decide if they're going to come in. They have 4 buildings there in Camden that are pretty full of guys there, and so it's a good ministry. if you look at, well, I guess I'm the only one that got the mission budget thing here. We spent roughly, looks like 22,000 on designated missionaries so far this year, and I believe that's going to run to the end of the year. And another 34,000 on, Ray's mission organization that he runs here Sunday, when he puts a suggested organization, and then the people open their hearts, and I think that's the way to do it. I mean, we really do give a lot of money away here, and I think that's because the Lord's working through our organization. I honestly, personally, don't think it's a very high risk amount that we give away, meaning we're easily able to hit this $56, $58, $60,000 thing every year. So I've been thinking about the impossible number. You know what I mean, Ray? So I don't know what that number is yet, but I'd be happy if we did something in the 130, 150,000 range, and the Lord can do it. But we're the ones that are holding it back. But we will have a mission meeting between now and the end of the year, so we can determine what we want to do with some permanent missionaries, some of the ones that need to be raised, and that kind of thing.
No, I'm glad you said that, because one of the things I was hoping we could give to before the end of the year is Niger and towards the building, the children's building, because those are the kind of things that come up, and we decide we're going to give a little bit more for a capital kind of thing, like the Driscolls when they moved to their school. I think we gave some money. So let's try to do that, and if we can't do that, let's at least email each other so we know that we're authorizing that kind of a donation.
So does anybody have something that they know about that they'd like us to look into? Nobody? Somebody's got something, come on. You get stuff in the mail you're interested in. All right, well, if you do, let me know. We'll look at it, we can talk about it with you.
This isn't like a new thing, but just something that I was thinking of earlier, because like last year with Operation Christmas Child, when it got to a point where we were really close with the number of boxes we wanted to give out, we had that day where Ray and Bev just went out and got a bunch of supplies, and we just stayed after the one day and packed as many boxes as we could. Are we going to do that again? Okay, I was going to say, yeah, I thought that was really great. It was a great way for the congregation to come together, because we all do it on our own, which is a lot of fun. Like I know Dad and I go nuts in the dollar store and have a great old time. But it's really neat, I think, when the congregation did it all together. And I think we got, how many boxes did we get out of that day? We got like a good, like 30 or something. Yeah. So okay, I just wanted to see, because I thought that was really great, and I think that's something we should try to keep doing.
On the Operation Christmas Child note, if you guys are the type that don't read directions, read the list, because they know what the kids need around the world. And so if you read the list, it'll give you some ideas and some suggestions, instead of just going in the store and go, oh, this looks great. You can do that. It can be fun. It is fun. But read the list, because they're the pros. They know what's going on.
Okay.
We're still shooting for the 50%. 50% of what comes in goes out. Love our neighbor as much as we love ourselves. I think we're somewhere around 33 for 34%.
All right. Old business, because that's how we do it here, is next. And the clerk position is open. So, need a clerk.
What does the clerk do, Chris?
The clerk listens to the tape that's being recorded here, and takes the information, puts it down into writing, and it ultimately ends up in a file for eternity. And then they, yeah. And that's really what they do. So they need to be here at all the meetings and listen, but you do get the tape or whatever. We don't use tape, right? So the wax sticks, we're still using that. So we just need somebody to step up and do that. So we'll just wait for that to happen.
How many times a year is it?
400. This ought to be good.
I'll nominate Sue.
I second.
Yay.
Let's see. Any tablers? Not just kidding. Yeah. Well, all those in favor, say aye. Opposed? Carries. Oh no. Yeah. Everybody voted. It was unanimous. Moderator didn't vote. All right. New business. I already talked about the deacon nomination. Laird's living at Mission House. What's that mean? The Lairds are living at the Mission House as of next week, following week, one of these weeks. So last night. They've moved in. They've moved in. So what does that effectively mean? We have to what? Oh, we have to knock.
Yeah, if you don't knock, I'm warning you.
I got in trouble the other day.
That's right.
I got in trouble the other day.
As
I
I,
went over there the other day, and I didn't knock. And I just walked in, and I got yelled at.
as I said to somebody out there when I was speaking, don't knock, may see me in my underwear. Maybe the last time you don't knock somewhere. I did. No, no, I'd put them on, put my clothes on after Ray showed up and didn't knock. We're there. So we're living there, and that's, the deal for a while. Everybody keeps asking what we're going to do in the summer. It's still kind of up in the air, but what we're thinking is instead of having groups coming in, we'll just have a couple more interns because this summer, two groups canceled on us last minute. So we had to wrangle in a couple more people. Julie helped us. Julie Diefenbach helped us one week, and Maddie helped us. Maddie Wells and Megan came up, and she helped us. So we know that we can do the whole program, even the beach blast, with maybe 6 interns. So that's what we're thinking, and we'll all live in that big house like a big, happy, hippie 60s family. Yeah. Or we'll move out and we'll live with Howie and Allison because they offered. So Howie offered. Allison, Howie offered. So, or, we got a tent. Oh, we can live with, see, we got lots of places we can live. So we'll work that all out. I'm not really worried about the summer. We got a van. We live under the bridge in the van. That's right. Yeah, the Pagan Cops have got that down, bed, couch hopping thing down. And while I'm up here, just report on the heating system. It's going in on Thursday. We got a new heating system. Thank you very much, Bill Stanbeck. I didn't know you were going to be here, but since you are, I'm going to thank you big time. High efficiency gas deal. And yeah, one of those 90-something, 95 or 98% efficient, which will make up for the rest of the house, which is 0% efficient. And Steve Reeder's coming by Thursday, and we're going to install that. Should be a couple 3-day project, and then we'll have that gas for the gas heat in the downstairs. So I do have one other piece of new business while we're there. You guys don't have it. I wrote it in here because Bev reminded me this morning. I talked to the deacons at the last deacon meeting, which was last Monday night, and talking about doing a membership affirmation letter each year. That basically we send it out, and people that are members sign it and say, yeah, we want to be members in good standing for another year. And stuff like that, just to reaffirm that, that, you want to continue to be a part of our family. So be looking in the mail for that before February. We'll be doing that. So,
Ray,
yes.
back to the deacon nomination. Would you just explain what that means to everyone, how they do that?
Oh, yes, we really like the number 3. It seems to work well. So we wanted to have 3 deacons, so that leaves a 1 vacancy. So basically, you just submit somebody's name that to what? Oh, to me.
Okay.
And then we'll look over it.
Does somebody need to be a member?
Yes, they have to be a member, and they have to be a boy. And they have to be a boy member over the age of 13, or 18, and yeah, that's kind of it. And then we'll say yay. First one in gets it. I don't know. Now we'll decide if we get more than one. Wrestle for it or something. What do you think? Wrestling? Why does it have to be a boy? Because the Bible says so. That's good.
Ray, what you've done in the past, can I just refresh your memory?
Sure.
Tell you who you want to be deacon, and then you go and ask them.
Right.
If they want to, then you say, so-and-so wants to be deacon. Does anybody have anything they need to come tell me about?
Okay.
And then that's the person is presented.
There we go. So the name is presented to us, and then we ask that person if they want to become a deacon. If they say yes, then we ask everybody else if they think it's a good idea, and if they have anything in their closet that they don't know about. And when nothing comes to light, then we vote on them at the meeting. Correct?
Yeah, and as far as choosing, it's not about popularity. It's not about if the person is a great businessman or anything like that. It's noticing, recognizing people that are already serving in the church. They're already putting in, they're already doing. And just recognizing that and saying, this person is already helping and already has a heart for what's going on in the church and for other people around the church. Because it's really a people ministry. I mean, if we have to fix something, we fix something, but it's really a people ministry. Then, that's taking note of that and basically affirming that by nominating somebody. So, that's the thing to look for. All right?
You should take back over.
Well, a couple things. First of all, I know when Howie was asked, one of the questions we asked was, he's going to be away a couple months in the winter. Is that okay? And Ray and the other deacons work with Howie, and so I'm guessing that if there's people that aren't here year round, that might want to be deacons, it should just be a conversation, because maybe there's a way for someone who's not here year round to work into the deacon board. So I'm just throwing that out there, because I know there's people who come here but don't live here who might be interested. So I guess we should clarify whether it should be somebody that lives in the area or doesn't live in the area, because I know there's some people who are very well qualified but don't live here year round. So that's one question I would throw out there to see if they would still.
They have to be members also.
Yeah, of course they would be members. Yeah. So that I would just throw that out there, because a couple people jump in my head that don't live here, but probably would be available or as available almost as somebody like Howie who's away for 2 or 3 months, and they're members, I think. But I don't know. I don't know who's members. I don't know who's member. I'm just throwing that out there. And then the second thing is that I know we've had some terrific people who used to be deacons and went off the board. And the question is, would you prefer not to bring back people like too soon and keep looking for new blood, or I obviously don't want to just keep rotating the same 3 or 4 people through, but I don't know if you want to address those or just have people think about those things.
As long as we're discussing the position, I just wanted to read in 1 Timothy the qualifications of a deacon. And it's 1 Timothy 3:8. Deacons likewise, my voice is going. Deacons likewise must be men of dignity, not double-tongued or addicted to much wine or fond of sordid gain, but holding to the mystery of the faith with a clear conscience. These men must also first be tested let them serve as deacons if they are beyond reproach. Uh, and then it talks about deacons must be husbands only of one wife, good manager, you can't be a Mormon. Deacons must be husbands of only one wife, and good managers of their children and their own households.
And those are all outlined in the Constitution.
Right.
Yeah, you do. That's right.
I just wonder, I don't know if you have a list of members and addresses and so forth, but so many times there'll be a prayer request for someone and I'd like to send them a card. And I would love if you do have a list of names and addresses, if it could be available to other people. I mean, I don't know whether you keep it. Okay.
I've been meaning to tell you guys this anyway. When we lived in Ocean City, we took courses in how to do church from a nonprofit organization type of a thing. And one of the things they were strong about were insurances and commitments and stuff like that. We have a privacy commitment here at IBC. And the care team has a copy. All NATS people have a copy. Deacons have a copy. And we can't, for safety reasons, we can't give out everyone's thing. What we have done is we've given membership names and addresses to members. But if you have someone specific that you care about and God's laid on your heart, we feel that we can avail that by you coming and saying, you know, what's June's address? And we will then help you out. But we can't put out a booklet. And then the church has a history of someone who has solicited members of this church. So 2 flags, and that's the stand on it.
Publish everybody.
Hey, Bev, is it possible, because I know John and I have had this conversation in the past about a church directory, and if we're sending out this affirmation thing, could we just have on there, check, included in the church directory? Would that, well, I know John has mentioned that in the past, that he would like to get together a church directory. Well, I'm just thinking the liability thing. If we're going to go ahead with this affirmation of membership, then you just put in another box, don't include me in the, and that resolves the liability of the church itself. And then it's our choice whether or not to be included in it. So, I mean, that might be a way to get around that.
And the other thing that could be included in that affirmation was, I agree to use this for purposes of supporting the ministry and not as a business. Because that's. Sorry, I don't have a copy of the privacy thing, but it says exactly that. All right. It says that the reason that the care team shares addresses, the reason we have an IBC directory for the care team is for the purpose solely of, and for prayer, comfort, caring, send out the cards. Right. And it's for the purpose of ministry. Right, and that could be included in what's given to us as members. Maybe I'll give everyone a copy of the privacy commitment. Right. I'm sorry that I neglected to do that. So, you all get one of those.
I mean, I know bigger churches I've seen with church directories, and they have picture day, and just so you can link.
Frank actually has offered to do that. We were hoping he would have done it this year, but he never synced up. We don't mind if we have your picture and your name under it. That doesn't bother. That's not what this commitment
Just
is all
the
about.
address.
We've actually had people that have used this church body's list to solicit product, to solicit business
Right.
and we can't allow that to happen.
Yeah.
So nothing's wrong with pictures and someone's name under it. That's great.
I know John has talked about this in the past, so maybe something run past John.
Just one last statement about that. We're, you know, I hate to always say this, but we're not a normal church where we've got 80 people that are here every week. Even our members are only 29 of the people that are here. And we got a lot of, you know, contact and information from people that, you know, attend regularly or once or so. So it's a little hard to, you know, well, yeah, we can give you the 29 names and addresses for members, but you're still not going to have everybody's name because Dieffenbachs aren't a member, and they're not going to sign a statement of affirmation. So if there's a need, you know, we certainly, you know, have no problem sharing addresses if people want to send a card or something like that, right? So, you know, it's just, you know, we're just a little unique that way.
I think basically what Ray's saying, there are channels that you can go to. You can speak to Ray and Bev. You can speak to the care team. The care team exists for just such purposes. So, you know, go to them. Or even the deacons. Approach the deacons if need be. That, you know, and it can be, you know, handled through that.
Hi, I was just thinking, now that Ray and Bev are going to live in Beach Haven, I think they should go to the Borough Hall, make themselves self-known, because there's a lot of activities in this little town, and you should, I think, so people will get to know you and us.
Thanks, Ruth.
I just wonder who is the care team, because I don't want to bother Ray and Bev. Who? Oh, Ray, you can bother me anytime. Okay, thank you.
You're on the care team. Raise your hand.
Cool. All right, we're still in the new business thing. I think we've worked that through. Any other, who, Nancy did? You ready, Nance? What's your hand up for? Oh, number 4.
Uh, I was just thinking, I think it was a couple weeks ago when Ray was preaching the idea of, you know, his job to lead this flock, and you know, hopefully it's going to continue to grow. That it's important that I think the leader continually study and stuff. So I was wondering if the congregation might have like a $5,000 stipend or something that he could get annually to take some, just to continue some seminary courses, etc. I mean, when I went, there was many pastors in my courses, and the church was paying half of their tuition, etc. So I don't know. I just thought it would be important because I know he's always, you know, bringing up like Andy Stanley and different courses that are available. I think we could probably find some. Tim Keller's just opened up a Redeemer's got a new program that's starting in New York City, which is close by. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's money in the budget for that. Yeah.
And I want to bring up a pension fund, say $5,000, we put it in every year, they can put it in an IRA to plan for their eventual retirement, or if you know, leave the church or whatever. I think it's important. We should have done it 6 years ago when you came, or how many years, 7. But now the church is fiscally stable, and I think now's the time. What do you think? Anybody have any thoughts?
Allison has the thought.
No, I think that's a great idea. I think what we should do is instead of reinventing the wheel, have either the deacons or Ray and Bev look into what other churches do or what the council suggests, because I'm sure there's either funds that are particularly set up for the clerical side, or maybe there's just a suggested pathway of how to proceed. So I think that's a great idea. I don't know if we need to vote on it. If we do, I would say we should discuss it more and bring it up to a vote. But at least at the very initial, I would suggest that we have research done and the best plan or plans brought back to the congregation so that we can then vote on it.
I was going to say that if you want that to move forward, you have to make a motion. Second it, we have to vote to move forward. Because that's how the world, that's how the worlds work.
Well, it's part of his compensation package. So you could do that, or you could just say to the deacons, when Ray lays out his compensation package, when you lay out your compensation package for Ray next year, include that. It's going to fall under his compensation package. It's going to, that's going to change a little bit anyway next year because of the housing allowance and all that. So.
Well, listen, if you guys want to go do that, then someone makes a motion to do that, and we second the motion, we're discussing it, and then we vote to move ahead on whatever your motion is. That's how you do it. We've gotten beyond the casual conversation.
I'm going to make a motion that they get their compensation package increases up to $5,000 or $5,000 after they research.
That's not a motion. That's sort of like a concept, you know. A motion is a little more concrete than that.
Well, let me ask you before we make the motions, when is the compensation package being renewed? And are we having a meeting prior to that? Right. The next time we talk about budget items, which is why I wanted to ask you after the meeting, will be February to vote on the budget.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'll make a motion.
I'm ready for the motion. Oh, that's right. Sorry, right better.
Okay, so I move that the deacon board be authorized to research and put in place an appropriate pension compensation package in February. Well, no, for the February, I'm just clarifying how he said for February's meeting, for the meeting with Ray when you authorize his new compensation package. So the motion is that the deacon council be authorized to research, choose an appropriate alternative, and put in place when they meet with Ray that package. So we're leaving it up to the deacons to find and put in place an appropriate pension package. Discussion?
I know what to say. George. Well, hold on. We're not there yet. Yeah. So the deacon board is going to have the authority to make that decision on the compensation package. That's fine.
That's what I was going to say. It's already in our constitution that the deacon board brings the budget together.
Right.
It's really up to them to determine
right.
What is.
So you're just talking about a specific addition to his compensation package in the form of something, correct?
Yeah, they're adding a pension plan.
Okay, so you have to redo it.
So we'll vote on it when we vote on the budget, right? Because it's the old part.
Are you a senior pastor, sir? So the motion is the deacon board is to determine a pension plan for the senior pastor. Correct? What? Well, that's all part of that. Okay. Need a second. Natalie. Ted. Ted. Nice job, Ted. Okay, now we can have the discussion. It's on the floor. Now we can have the discussion.
Do it.
I know. Well, I have to open it up to you for discussion. Any discussion?
Have fun, Deacon.
Have fun, Deacons. I need a motion to close. That's not in this motion. Now remember, the motion controls everything, so you can do it for this year if that's the motion. This motion is for next year and beyond. So, motion to close the discussion.
On the discussion side,
Yeah.
I would ask as the head of the deacons, does anybody have a clue about any of this kind of stuff? Because I don't. So if anybody would have ideas as to where to look and how to go about this, because it's Greek to me.
Good.
So, I don't know about the other guys. You guys?
Well, you'll have to learn.
You savvy on this? You savvy on this?
I have not been involved in setting one up
Okay.
before, but
Wait, hold on.
I have friends who have that, so I can talk to them.
Yeah, you guys can deal with that inside your group.
But is there anybody in the church family that does that as a profession?
They'll have to research and find out.
Well, I'm just asking here if anybody here knows of anybody, just as a beginning of the research while we have everybody together.
I understand.
Dave Nancy does.
She can help there.
She works for a
Yeah.
company, a brokerage.
Any other discussion on this?
Who's in the discussion?
Need a second?
Second.
Okay. We're going to vote. All those in favor, thumbs up. Need to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't vote. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7. Yeah. Well, I'm going to ask.
I'm not sure.
Wait, what? We're voting to move? We're voting to end the discussion?
Yeah, we've already ended the discussion.
Oh, okay, then what are we voting on?
We're voting on the motion.
Oh, okay, that's right, okay.
Say it again.
Is it me?
It was a little confusing.
Oh, okay.
We're voting to move the pension plan motion forward.
Well, to give it to the deacons to come up with it. That's
Okay.
correct. You have a job to do. So if you're ready, vote with your thumb up if you're a member to have the deacons move forward to look into the current plan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I showed 9, yes. Well, I need to see a motion to not do it. We need a no. A no vote. Against.
Well, let's do a no. Let's do a no.
Yeah. Against. And then abstentions. Yeah.
I just feel for myself, I feel
I
like
see
just
3
got-
abstentions.
Just got volunteered to do something I have no clue about, and I don't want to commit to something that.
And I don't vote.
Well, not everybody.
I don't vote. I only vote if there's a tie. That's all right. That's their out. They chose not to vote. So it's an abstention.
Abstention.
Why?
Well, we don't have 9 that want to do this, and
Yeah.
1 won't even vote.
Well, that's okay. It doesn't matter. The deacons are to be looking into it. We'll vote on it at the next budget. Yeah. Anything else? See if I have anything else on my list here. All right, I need a motion. Anything else that anybody has in mind? Little discussion. Anything else new?
Could I just bring up for next summer, air conditioning?
Yeah,
It got really hot out there this summer, a couple
Good.
times, and can we think about getting quieter units for the windows?
or turn up the volume.
Work on like really nice units that aren't noisy up there, because it's very distracting, and you were handing out fans at one point, I mean, it was really getting hot. It's only a couple Sundays, but I think if we could get some better units, it might help out. Is that possible?
Yeah. They can look into that. That's not a motion thing. Yes.
You only have 110 power.
That's correct.
You get maybe 5,000 BTUs out of each unit.
Yeah, you get 6
If you
with
put
that, yeah.
220, you won't get any more BTUs.
Right,
They don't make
right.
bigger window units for 110. Just so you know that get a little electrical job, put 220 up there, then you can get bigger, quieter units.
Right.
You can't get converted to 220 up there.
Can do anything you want.
I'm sure you have 220 in the church somewhere.
Yeah, we do.
Just a thought, and this might cause an uproar, I don't know, but I don't know if it's been brought up before. Has central air ever been considered?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know if it's been brought up before. I know there's always a debate about AC. I just wanted to bring it up because.
We have a line on the system that unfortunately has stopped.
They have
Yeah. Yeah, we had a plan. They got destroyed.
They have ductless units now, like I think Mitsubishi makes them,
Yeah.
and they're pretty efficient, and they're not that expensive. I mean, they're more expensive than a window unit.
Mm.
It's a ductless system where the evaporator sits up in there and the condenser goes
Right.
outside and just do the piping.
Right. Yeah, that's what I did down at Grace. Grace did it. We redid that with that system, and it works fine.
Like this back at another church.
Yeah.
But
The issue with AC is that the room is usually quiet, and ACs can be very noisy, even those kind of units. They have to be designed for a church. So the best units are the kind you're talking about, because they're very quiet.
if you could come here and pull the church down,
Mm.
or have it on a timer where it's on at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
When you don't have a lot of heat outside to take the heat out of the church.
Right.
Then the building is cool, and when people come in, it's cool, and for an hour or two, it stays.
That's what we usually do. I have the interns come over at 4 a.m.
Right.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, then you
gotta turn them on before you go to bed.
yeah, you need more people.
Well, it's, the downstairs was fun this
Yeah,
summer, but it was a cool summer. But, it's always that whole deal, we're gonna do something for 2 days of the year.
Yeah.
And come on, just get some fans.
But is it really only 2 days a year?
Was this summer?
If this was a cool summer.
Yeah.
We can get, we have to think about it, just for that upstairs, there are 50 people, how many? Well, I think the 220 idea sounds like it's a great initial solution.
Yes.
If you get that place really cooled off, with the 110, you're gonna be fighting it for a couple hours.
This is a small thing, but a few times I sat there this summer, one night, I noticed that fan was never working.
No,
So it's never
What
working.
happened to the
So I don't know if that's.
Yeah, and that one there needs to be replaced. The one in the back.
noise?
Yeah, it's really, the bearings are going on it.
I mean, is it worth looking into like newer, more efficient fans to help the situation? Because I mean, these are older. I mean, could you get something a little more high power that's quieter?
Oh, larger. Well,
Well,
oh, yeah.
why is that being treated as a crazy idea? I'm just thinking out loud. You brought up the one that's broken, needs replacing anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, sucks it right out.
Do we have a budget for, how much is in the budget, right, for repairs on the church?
$1,000, I think, for each.
What?
$1,000 for
Oh,
each.
1,000, yeah, I thought you said 5. Yeah, at least 1,000 every year for long term, but we, that can change, that's why you're voicing your opinions now, so when the budget comes out. Right. You can increase that if we want. Pull from something else, increase that. But we would need estimate, we need
good and long lasting. You know, don't just go back to the old thing because that's what we had. Like, obviously, like, don't go crazy with expenses, but like, look for the best deal that you can get and the best quality. You know, like, it's better to go in and have it last longer than get another cruddy thing that's gonna break down.
Well, these are things that are going to be prayed about and thought about when the budget is created for 2015. Maybe it's going to be a year where we spend more money on the buildings. Doesn't mean that in 2016 we have to spend an X amount of money. That's right.
It's a one-shot upgrade.
Yeah.
So we have to just think about those things.
And I think that this feedback is really good because, you know, Ray and David are up there, and they're not there, or they're not in the back row, and they don't know necessarily what's going on with the comfort level of the people. And in that vein, I'd like to really thank you guys for considering and addressing the noise levels. I really think it's so much better now, and I don't think it really has made anybody any less worshipful. But you know, standing here today in the front row, it was great. I don't know if the ladies feel the same way, but I know there was some problems with some of us who are more sensitive, and it's been great. So thank you for addressing that. But I think the comfort level of the people in the room, whether it's the noise or the heat or whatever, is important. People want to just focus on God.
Look into making it cooler. Look into making it cooler.
The only other thing that, this is my thought, is that for Monday nights, I would almost like to consider trying to find a bigger space. There's too many people here on Monday nights, and people walk out and all that sort of thing. And I know we like to keep things focused on the building, but the building, in my mind, Monday nights is too small. So I'd like to think about, you know, maybe going over to the school and see if we can use their place on a Monday night. I think there'll be a lot more kids in. My opinion.
I think it's definitely something to consider.
Somebody back there?
You were talking about an outside venue. One time this summer, I saw somebody put an inflatable screen
Down there.
up on the green over here
Yeah.
in front of the angle sign, and they were showing a movie of some type. I don't know whether it would take to rent a screen, but then you have to bring in the projector, but then anybody in town that's walking around can come to the movie.
We do that. We have the screen. We do it on
But
last Thursday
you
night.
do it on a property like Owen's
Right.
saying, it will induce more people to come.
It kind of, in my opinion, it kind of reduces that it's us doing it.
Right.
You know? And the whole idea is to get people in this building, that's why I started it, that's why we began it the first year, was to get people inside this building to see that being inside a church isn't weird. And with the people that are here, you know, that's why we do the announcements, that's why the pirates are here and stuff. This is who we are. You know, if we're over there at the school, then we're just gonna be some other people doing something.
Well, the only thing I can say to compliment and a little bit add to that too is we also give out cards at the end of every movie telling the people about their next event, like come to Pirate Cove was on the
Beach
flip
blast.
side of everything. And the next movie, the Beach Blast and whatever Thursday night event we're having. So we're always giving them promotional material. So the thing about the thing that entices me to do an off-location thing is to put a new spin on it altogether, like sort of like an addition to make us know even more. Because as we found out, this little congregation is not known as much as we would like it to be known in the surrounding community.
Right.
When you were asking before about how people come here, they come here through, there's very little word of mouth that because the nature of families that come here during the summer, they come here, they don't bring their neighborhood with them, so we have to almost, reach out to everyone new. And that's the only reason why I think maybe over winter we could entice to going to a second location to actually add to something that we're doing and someone, you know.
Well, I mean, it could also show the fact that, like, it's become so popular that we got grown the space. Like, that's a big thing, too. To say, like, hey, this has become trying to be all shady about it, like, oh, we're a random group doing a movie.
Would they allow us to do that? Would they allow us?
We are in public
Well,
space,
and
they may not.
Well, and of course, if they don't let us, then
I would
don't do
think
it.
they would.
Like, that's, don't let it strip the identity
If
of
they
it.
allow, if they allow a church in the school.
Use the microphone because Ruth can't hear you.
Well, this part of it.
Talking about the movie.
Well, another possible option, although you would have to change nights, might be the historical museum, because that used to be a church, and it's got a much larger seating, and perhaps, I don't think they're going to give up their Monday night talks, so you'd have to go to another night. But that's an indoor thing, so no matter what the weather would be, it's centrally located. Maybe it would be advantageous for them to have more people looking around and seeing what's available and thinking, no, they'll come another time to the museum and pay money.
Okay. All right. A lot of work.
It's a lot of work to do it somewhere else. It's a lot of work to do it here.
Yeah.
It's a huge amount of work to do it somewhere else.
Well, it is true, and if you were going to move over to a larger facility, I mean, I don't know if I would suggest other things that we do here to go there, but the Monday night thing is a pretty open, community thing, and when you get up to the amount of numbers that we're getting here now on those Monday nights, people are not staying, they're leaving, and, I am a little concerned about having that many kids in this building, during that time. If we go over to the school, it's going to have more help. That's just the way it is. I mean, right now we work with, 3 or 4 of us pretty regularly. You go to the school, you're going to have 8 or 10. But I think you'll get more people. And I think you're going to be able to hand out all those flyers. That's just the way it is. A lot of churches and schools in New Jersey, and they promote their church in the school. So I don't think that's any part of the thing at all. And I think you just get more people. What are you raising?
I would say just at this point, I think, the idea has been put in everybody's heads. I think it's something like over the winter as summer prep begins, maybe let's let Ray and Bev consider it, because ultimately they are the ones heading it, and it does come down to them and the interns. I know I would be here if I could, but I do work elsewhere during the week. But I think it's in their heads. Let's let them think about it. And I think, if it needs to be brought up again, it'll be brought up again. But I think ultimately the right choice will be made, whatever we think is best. And maybe it's something that if we decide not to move elsewhere, if it really becomes a problem this summer, it'll be something to think about for 2016.
And they don't, as far as I remember, they don't actually have an auditorium there. It's a gym. So you're going to be setting up chairs and all that sort of thing. So it's not like you go into a school that has an auditorium. No, I don't, that's right? They don't have an auditorium. So it's a gym, it's big, and it would be, you could take more, but you have to have more people working it. You have to actually have roadies, right? Right, Ruth? You gonna be a roadie? No.
Oh, I was good. Oh, no, you go.
Is it to make a motion if we were to go off-site, that we make a committee of people that be designated as the movie night committee?
I think it's too early to do that. I think ultimately, I'm sorry, I'm not on that right now. I think we have to make the decision that we really want it to move elsewhere. And I think we have to wait till we're closer to summer, because right now people would say, oh yeah, I'll be on the movie committee, and then when it comes to be May, it'll be like, oh, I don't want to, or I can't anymore. Which I get, 'cause it's very far in advance commitment, but I think it's very early to be making. I think that's smart, but I think it's kind of preemptive.
Is it every Monday night?
It's every Monday night in the summer. Is this working? No, I mean, what I'm saying is, because you're right, we want to just jump into there. There are problems in it.
Linda has her hand up.
I mean, it really is, it is work. There's a lot more work there. Ray's right. But, work, I don't know. You're gonna get 400 out. Right? And all those are their kids, and you're handing out the brochures, and now we're using this mic. And so, but unless we look into it, and,
If they don't let us give out the brochures,
well, I think they would. They, yeah, I know, but I can't do it. Go ahead.
I'll just talk about, what about, I know this sounds overwhelming, 2 shows. Now, the only reason I say that is, there are some little kids in there, because these shows go till 9:30, and they're
Right.
sleeping, they're fussy. Maybe if you had, and then, of course, you need more people.
Right.
But if you had an earlier show, and maybe not as long a movie or something, for the littler ones, and then one for a little bit older, after
One at 6 and then one at like 8.
yeah,
Yeah,
something like that. I know it's, but once you know, if you get enough people, that'll give you that evening to work it.
yeah. Well, the kids are ready to go to bed when they leave here. So you can't get it much later, and, you know, the 6 o'clock or whenever it starts is the right time. It just fits into a short period of time. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
If we want to limit the seating here, I'll tune in because this was my idea, and the reason we did it was for a specific reason. The specific reason was that people had. I grew up here. I had only been in this building as a church once. Okay, there were people all over this town who had never been in this building. I said we got to open up the doors and let people know that there's something going on here. Okay, that's why we did it. So if we want to limit the people that come in, which is fine, yeah, you know, 215 was probably a little too many people to have in here. But if we want to limit that, fine. Then we'll say, you know, we can seat 150, and we count, and we limit it to 150, and we add another show on Thursday night if we want to do that. But moving the whole thing to another place kind of negates the purpose of it, which is to get people in our building. And it also is a huge, huge endeavor. I do it once over on Thursday nights, and it's a whole day ordeal setting up our yard, because it's not just, you know, set up some chairs. It's a screen. It's the projector. It's getting the projector right. It's the PA system. You know, we have a pretty like dynamic PA system here. I mean, people walk in here for the movie night, and it's like a real movie theater. You guys got to come and check it out. Matter of fact, you know, we also host the Lighthouse Film Festival here, and this is their best venue. Okay, they set up mobily at other places, and they're like, this is the best place that we have, you know, because of the screen. You know, it's all high def. You know, we're like big time here, and so to move it to another place would just be out of the question. I'm just going to say that because it's way too much work. What's that? Yeah, you know, so I don't know. Sure, we can limit it, you know, that's fine, and then we just add another night that we do the movies.
Yeah,
Say, hey,
we should do an early show and a later show at 6 o'clock for the little kids and then.
I like to eat dinner sometimes that day.
But different people running.
But he always has to be here.
Someone else run first. Yeah. Because a lot of kids fall asleep.
Can I just add something here? Thank you. This is awesome conversation. First of all, this is stuff, because we brainstorm 24/7. So to get other people's input is just wonderful. And we revisit things like 2 days from now. We'll go, yeah, what about that 2 show thing? So we really, that doesn't fall on deaf ears. But something that hasn't fallen on deaf ears is Chris Dungan has been saying for a year or so now, the Beach Haven School, the Beach Haven School. And I got to tell you something. My feet are itching. And, you know, I want to do something in that school with IBC's covering. And I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know if it should be the movie because it's exhausting work. And even just doing 2 shows, the cleanup between the 2 shows would be like, right. Okay. So, but I would hope that we could pray and put our energy towards something like that. Chris, I would love to function something at the school under our auspices, because then Island Baptist Church will become more known, and therefore God more known.
I don't know.
All right, I think at this point you've beaten the dead horse a lot.
I love beating. You know, I saw a
I
movie.
say let's move
I was
on.
in France. I
Because
watched a
the
movie
ideas are
called The
falling
Dead
apart.
Horse. It was a great movie or play. Anyhow, well, you know what? It's we got thinking about doing impossible things, and the reaching. You know, big reach. Maybe it's just one big reach into the community. We use that place. I don't know. Could do something that is essentially local. the parking lot there is centrally located in the town there. Maybe you don't do it in the school, you do it down the other way where the fences are, and you do it in the evening, you do a movie there. And you do it once just to try it out, you know. But if we do that, you got to come. You need 10, 15, 20 people to manage a thing like that. Here it's easy. Everything's here. We're used to the streamlined operation.
What about the magic show at the school? That attracts more kids probably because the movies are great, but they're little kids because an older kid saw that, they don't see it again.
Right. Yeah.
You know? But the magic show might
And the
be
magic
great.
show is that guy's testimony, really, right? Isn't that what that's all about? So that could be there, or it could be out under the stars, you know, with a thing. So anyhow, I'm just thinking about other ways to reach in the community. And we just have a size problem here for the summer for that one night. And that's what I noticed. And we're getting it more and more often. I mean, it's a great problem. So, I mean, I don't know. It's probably to pay the custodial fee, and if I need another room, they take the key and open it, and you got another room. I mean, schools are fabulous places for that kind of thing. So. Well, that's why, you know, so they don't have to maintain it or anything like that. But they have roadies. They got to have, you know, really 40 people that are going to be in the game because they all can't come every weekend or anything like that. So that's really more where the problem is, as far as the practical side of it. So, all right, I'm done talking. I have more, but that's it for that. So we need a motion to end the meeting unless someone has something else. Allison likes to end the meeting. Second? You can be the second. Second. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Meeting ended. Thank you.